Hey everyone, welcome. Today I wanted to just talk. It's sort of a tutorial, but also talking. And what we're going to talk about is a process I call reading the room. And so, reading the room is a process that I go through every time I join a public world. If you join a public world, there can be a temptation to jump to action, spawn stuff, start talking, start helping, make a lot of noise, make yourself large, teleport around, pull out guns, especially guns that you might have on your inventory, like tools that I have inside my face, all sorts of stuff like that. And that isn't ideally the way that it should work. This is just guidance and personal preference on my part, but I would much prefer if users got into the habit of doing what I'm calling reading the room. There is a sort of English colloquial phrase about that, but it makes a lot more sense for social VR as well. What I mean by it is when you join a world, spend the first sort of minute or two doing absolutely nothing. Like, don't speak, don't spawn anything, don't make any noise, don't get out any tools, don't look at permissions or anything like that. Just join the world and see what's happening. Is this a world where you can build? Is this a world where other people are building away quietly and they might be okay with you watching, but they don't want any help or they don't want you participating? Is this a world where a meeting's happening? We've had that a couple of times when we've been doing educational stuff. We leave those worlds open so you guys can come in and have a look at what educational stuff is going on inside Neos, but it is still a meeting. Is there a conversation going on? Is someone live streaming? All of these are sort of questions that you should answer to yourself before you start speaking or changing the environment in any way. Just how you might do this when you walk into, say, a busy classroom at school or a busy sort of lecture hall at a university or college or institution like that. Or even when you might walk into a bar, pub, club, etc. on a night out with some friends. Figure out what people are doing and how you can best help. And if you can't help, just hang out, relax and chill. And never ever try and detract from this scenario. So never ever just be a nuisance and spawn stuff. Never ever just jump in there and start grabbing stuff. A lot of times people are working on stuff that is grabbable. You can pick it up. And I see people coming in and immediately grabbing it. And it's like, no. They're working on it. If in doubt, just ask. Like, we're all humans. We can all communicate. Just ask and figure out how you best can help the scenario. There's going to be some worlds that even though they're public, they don't actually want the type of behavior that you're bringing to the public world. But they really have sort of no recourse to kind of segregate it even more than that. They might be having it public just so that you can check things out, like the education example I gave. But they might not want your level of energy or your idea of what you want to do, your creativity, your ideas, your gadgets, your guns, your weapons. They might not want that. They might just want people to speak to. So just keep all of that in mind whilst you're joining worlds. And remember, read the room before you do anything. This is a weird tutorial because I'm kind of talking about like how I operate as a person rather than like technically with, logic tooltips, etc. But I still think it's worthwhile, and I do appreciate anyone that's watching it. I also appreciate anyone that skips this video and moves on. That's fine. I just wanted to make a quick note as it was something I was seeing happening a lot that can be helped if you just spend a couple of minutes, even 30 seconds, just reading the room before you do anything in a world. Thank you for listening. Back to regular scheduled broadcasting soon with more tutorials. I hope you have a good day.